AWA TV episode 13, part 2. The episode before this, part 1. We're going to be saying episode 12 a lot because I fucked up the count on episodes. That's on me. Thank you, Justin, for correcting me in between episodes. Speaking of that, Justin, say hi to everybody, sir. What would I do without you, sir? What would I do without you? that, is, that is true. That is true. I'd always be one episode behind. And of course, yes, we are. Episode 13, part 2 kicks off. The former AWA champion LA Knight looks to join the men's Chamber of Champions match as he looks to qualify one-on-one against him. Carmelo Hayes, winner of this match, joins the champion, Gunther, Logan Paul, of all people, and the Second City Saint, CM Punk. Of course, episode 14's main event. There we go. Episode 14's main event, Gunther one-on-one with Logan Paul, rather, in a non-title match following the chair shot that Logan Paul received in part 1 of episode 13. Thanks to, trying to get his partner to join him in that match. I completely agree. But no man, in my opinion, no man has earned a championship match by being unsuccessful more than this man right here. If you really think about it, he took the United States champion Eddie Guerrero to his limit a couple of weeks ago before Golden Gauntlet. He took AJ Styles to his limit in that number 1 contenders match for the United States title. Still obviously unsuccessful in that match, though. He had a great showing in the men's Golden Gauntlet match, and now he's here looking to take LA Knight to his limit and hopefully come out victorious here and get himself an opportunity at the AWA Championship. Not only defeating The Undertaker, but tapping out The Undertaker. Undertaker has got to be pissed. The fallout from that match is going to be very evident next week, I'm very, very sure. And here in the future, what does that look like for The Undertaker, the near future? As he looks forward to winning, moving on to WrestleFest, does The Undertaker. But Undertaker could be facing either one of these men. Of course, LA Knight, the former AWA champion, losing that title to Gunther in the main event of Golden Gauntlet. Oh my God. the strength of Carmelo Hayes. As a near 260-pound man, now a code breaker. To the top rope goes Carmelo, going for the frog splash and connecting. That's not going to help Knight try and recapture his AWA championship. It really has been all Carmelo Hayes here, though. Knight starting to feel the momentum of the crowd firmly behind LA Knight, now measuring Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes, blunt force trauma, BFT, cover by Knight. Yeah. Knight with really a victory out of nowhere, if you really think about it. This match was, again, all Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes has had great showings against a former AWA champion, a future Hall of Famer in AJ Styles, and the current United States champion. Just not able to get the job done all 3 times. When it came down to the final moments, he let it slip through his fingers. I don't know. Speaking of pulling things out, this is something that's been pulled out of the pocket for the main event here tonight. The Bloodline, the new AWA TV champion, Solo Sikoa, with Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa behind him, team up against former tag team champions Joe Gacy and Eric Rowan of the Wyatt Six, and the new tag team champions, the Street Profits, the men who beat the Bloodline for those tag team titles at Golden Gauntlet, but also the men who will defend against the Wyatt Six and the Bloodline in that triple threat tag team title match at Chamber of Champions. This is a bit of a hodgepodge match. Definitely a preview of that triple threat tag team title match at Golden Gauntlet. But here's the question. This is the question that needs to be asked. Will the Wyatt Six recapture their tag team titles at Chamber of Champions? Now, I asked one question to Uncle Howdy before tonight's show. Why did they wait so long before cashing in the rematch for the tag team titles? And he simply said one word, and then he just walked away as mysteriously as he appeared. The only word he said was WrestleFest. But here's the issue with that. Now, and the Bloodline now want their rematch, so giving everybody their rematches at once, a triple threat tag team title match, that's you have a 1 in 3 chance really of winning those tag team titles. Your spot at WrestleFest is not guaranteed. Eric Rowan and Joe Gacy stepping up to represent the Wyatt Six here as they reluctantly join forces with these two right here. The new AWA Tag Team Champions. One would have to think, though, in my opinion, should the Street Profits be unsuccessful in their title defense at Chamber of Champions, would they cash in their rematch at WrestleFest? The Street Profits defeated this team right here, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, for the tag team titles at Golden Gauntlet, although the Bloodline still walked away with some gold thanks to its leader, the new AWA Television Champion, Solo Sikoa. Question is, will Drew McIntyre claim his rematch for that TV title at Chamber of Champions? That remains to be seen. McIntyre says he will make his decision come next week. Of course, Solo really showed out in that match against McIntyre. Jacob Fatu with a dominant showing in the men's Golden Gauntlet match. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, really the only people that had a bad night. I mean, other than, of course, Jacob Fatu unsuccessful in the men's Golden Gauntlet match. But Solo Sikoa bringing gold to the Bloodline in the form of that beautiful TV title. And we kicking things off with the monster Eric Rowan one-on-one with the new television champion Solo Sikoa. I gotta say, you know, Solo Sikoa is the only man in the bloodline to come out successful at Golden Gauntlet, winning the TV championship. And as I was telling people just a few minutes ago, Justin, it remains to be seen. The announcement will be made next week by Drew McIntyre whether or not he will declare his rematch for the TV title at Golden Gauntlet, or not at a Chamber of Champions. Of course, your main event, AWA TV episode 13, an amazing, star-studded 8-man tag team match. The new tag team champions, the Street Profits, 2 of their challengers, the Wyatt Six, and then 2 of their other challengers, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa of the Bloodline. Because this match has been all Bloodline so far, taking on the Wyatt Six, covered now by Sikoa. Of course, the Wyatt Six have had their own problems with the Bloodline. Solo Sikoa getting his #1 contenders opportunity for that TV title by beating Uncle Howdy in a match. And here comes one half of the new tag team champions. Here comes the agility and strength thread, Montez Ford, who's going for a cover off the Snake Eyes. Now, here's my question. In a match like this, when you have other people to worry about, even on your side, especially for the Street Profits, a team who you don't normally team with, how does that affect the strategy of the Street Profits going into a match like this? Jesus. I will say, in my opinion, the Bloodline, I believe they're certainly one of the most powerful factions in the AWA, along with the Wyatt Six. But so far here, especially in this match, the Bloodline has had all the answers for this, you know, foursome of deadly Samoans. And of course, Eric Rowan doing his best, but the Bloodline, you know, they won the tag titles from the Wyatt Six at Option A, held those tag titles and lost them in their first defense. As same thing, you know, that's the same thing the Wyatt Six did. That Wyatt Six won the titles at Title Torment and then lost them at Option A, and then at Golden Gauntlet, the Bloodline lost the tag titles to the Street Profits. So one defense and you're done, it seems, is that with the tag titles. And that's the thing. Is history going to repeat itself? Is the Street Profits first defense going to be their last? I mean, that's really the question. Of course, Solo Sikoa, he doesn't know who his opponent's going to be yet come Chamber of Champions when he defends the TV title. Those Samoans with their hard heads, now a jumping headbutt, and here comes the Samoan Werewolf, probably the most dangerous member of the Bloodline, in my opinion, Jacob Fatu. I gotta say, Jacob Fatu kind of reminds me of a little bit of a slimmer Bam Bam Bigelow. You know, somebody who's, should not be able to move the way he does for someone his size. Count of 5 now. Wait a minute. Solo may keep Dawkins outside for a full 10 count. Now we're at a count of 2. And Tama Tonga now getting involved for the first time in this matchup. Are Tama Tonga and Angelo Dawkins the legal men? When did the tag happen? I know I certainly did. I thought the two legal men were Fatu and Dawkins. Apparently we were wrong. Apparently no. He is the legal man. Cover now. And broken up by the television champion, Solo Sikoa. I don't know where the tag happened. I can't remember the tag ever happening, but maybe the tag must have happened while the Bloodline were taking it to Angelo Dawkins on the outside. But again, this match has been all Bloodline. I think it's just because the Bloodline are a better machine and have more experience in 8-man tag matches than the Wyatt Six or the Street Profits. Big Samoan splash cover onto Joe Gacy. 1, 2, and the oh. I thought the Bloodline had that one for sure there off of that splash. Oh, but that's going to be it right there. That's got to be it. and the Bloodline with the victory over the Prophets and the Wyatt Six. And of course, who gets the pinfall? None other than the leader himself, the TV champion Solo Sikoa, with the victory here in a match that was all Bloodline. But here's the question. Will he hold gold after Chamber of Champions? And we will know that answer for sure come Chamber of Champions. And to determine his number one contender, next week, AWA TV episode 14. Thank you, Justin. Two men who have had long histories with Solo Sikoa go one-on-one to determine the number one contender. Uncle Howdy of the Wyatt Six, who lost the number one contenders match to Solo Sikoa, allowing Solo to win the TV title, will go one-on-one with the man who fell to Solo inside of a steel cage. The pompous, big-nosed Brit that always has bad news, Wade Barrett. TV champion standing tall. Who will he face at Chamber of Champions? We'll find out. However, friends, it has been a great night, and it's been a pleasure to join you for AWA TV episode 13, parts 1 and 2. Again, part 1, you're going to hear me say episode 12 a lot. Thank you again, Justin, for correcting me. There's a reason there's two of us. One of us has to be, on our toes and, has to be right at all times. With that being said, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and do all that good stuff. And Justin, send us off properly, sir.